Open.
So
Code dot.
So if I wanted to open up my Platoon in the current VS Code window, I would use that code command. Code, is it Mike? Or yeah, sorry. Let's see if this works. Oh, it's already open. I'm an idiot. That's actually come into here. So I'm in iTerm, CD, Mike Platoon. And if I went code dash, oh man. What was it again? It's been a while since I've done this.
Isn't it just code dot?
Okay. So, oh geez. So I did code. So is it code dot? Because I did code. So code dot. Okay. Yeah, that works. So code dot or code dash R dot. I don't know. I actually don't know what the dash R dot does. Does anybody?
It reloads. If you already have VS Code open, it reloads your current window with that folder.
Thank you. So yeah, I generally just always use code dash R. Yeah. So like just like before, if I opened up that window, CD code Platoon, Mike Platoon, ls, and then I wanted a code dash R, it's going to reload this window, but open it in Mike Platoon.
What was the keyboard command to open the terminal in VS Code?
I have a custom command, but it's control tilde.
Tilde.
Yep. So if you do control tilde, it'll open and close it. So here I've got those three folders. If I list them out here, I've got challenges, curriculum, lectures. And up here, I've got challenges, curriculum, lectures. And then inside my challenges, you can see the live share JavaScript file, and it's denoted by the JS file right here. Now, if I click on this to open up that file in the window, if I click on it, I clicked on it once, and this is the stuff that Noah wrote. This is what I wrote. And then notice up here where the live share is italicized. If I were to click away, like I guess there's not another folder, but if you want this to stay up here, you can double click it, and now notice how it is no longer italicized. Now it's actually like anchored to here. So in Mike Platoon, if I'm in this folder, you can create folders again here, CD challenges, CD Mike.js. So I'm in the challenges right here, down here in the terminal, and I'm not CD Mike. I'm going to create a new folder called Mike.js and click enter, and now Mike.js showed up here. I'm going to close that, and I've got live share. I just clicked it here. Now it's italicized again. Now if I click Mike.js, how it overrides where live share was. And if I click live share, it overrides that. But if we want to anchor this live share file to this window, I can double click it here or up here. And now when I click Mike Platoon or Mike.js, it comes up here in its own window. And if I wanted to anchor it, I can double click on the Mike.js either in the Explorer, or I can double click the tab. And now see we have this Mike Platoon folder, and now I can see I've got these two open up in the editor. Does anybody have any questions about kind of the actions I just took about opening files, creating files down here in the terminal? Again, you can also create files, not just here in the terminal, but over here inside of inside the Explorer. So if you hover over the Mike Platoon, you can see right here it says, I think should say create a file. Anyway, so this first one is creating a file. So new file.py. And now it automatically opens up in a new window. And notice how the Python, since it's the Python file, it's got the Python logo. or I can create a new folder, new test folder right here. And now you can open, and there's nothing in this new test folder, and I can actually delete this folder. So you can also do it from the VS Code, but it's easier, not necessarily easier, but to make it via the command line. I would say get used to utilizing the command line and the commands touch, creating folder, deleting folders and everything, use it from the command line. And then once you're comfortable, you can kind of come here and utilize VS Code's actions to create and make folders. Does anybody have any questions so far? So with that, let's actually go ahead. I'm in this Mike JavaScript file. I want to create an array of students. How do I go ahead and create an array of students in JavaScript?
Declare a variable first.
So I'm gonna. How do I? What?
We just call it. We just do var for var, and then the name of that variable.
Okay. I will go ahead and say this now. Going forward, do not utilize var to declare variables in JavaScript.
So const. We'll do that.
Yep.
Let.
Let's just use let or const. So I'm just going to let names equals. Let's say, Tim. See, notice how right when I typed, so I'm doing shift open bracket. Oh, sorry, shift open. What are those called? Open bracket. It automatically created a closing bracket for me. And now if I want to create a string, I just press a string. I can say Tim Gavin, comma, Emma Ray De Silva. And I'll just do like Luis or Lou. Is it Lou like that?
Yeah.
Hernandez. And then Heather Saylor. That's good for now. So notice how, what does this kind of look like? You've all been doing challenges and something that kind of looks similar to this during the pre-work and the application process. What does this kind of look like?
A REPL?
A REPL, yep. So you all worked in Replit. Replit is exactly the same thing as.
Is it just an IDE?
Yep, it's just an IDE, but it's like a web-based IDE. See over here, this is where we're writing our code. Right here, we have names. Let's like zoom in a lot. So right here, we have the index.js. We've got our names. We have our console or our terminal down here. That's the same thing. And then we have our files over here. So it's all the same thing. But we're in here, if I wanted to, I want to loop through these names, this array, and print each name to the screen. Someone tell me how to loop through an array and print each name to the screen.
You can do for let let I in names, or you could do a standard for loop like that too.
All right, I less than names dot length, then I plus plus, and now I do an open curly brace, and now it automatically makes. So you notice how the extension it like matches up this curly brace with this curly brace, and it's got that little yellow line that like, hey, this is where this matches up. So now how do I print something to the screen? Like I want to print each name to the screen.
Console log names.
Console log names. but I want to console log each individual name.
So
Console log. Yeah. Bracket I.
Index. Great. And notice how this I think this is the IntelliSense, is all doing this. It's like, all right, well, what do you actually want to type? I just want an I. That's fine. So where in here, I'm going to copy this over. If I wanted to run this, I can just click the run button. And it says, oh, cool, like Tim, Gavin, Emma, etc. So if I run that, but in here in VS Code, since JavaScript and Node is this is a web-based, it's kind of easy. It makes it easier or easy to run your code in. How do I run this Mike.js file in here? So I've got this Mike.js file, and I need to execute this code.
So once you know you're in the right direction, you can do node space and then the file name .js.
Perfect. So since I know I'm in the right directory where Mike exists, if I wasn't, or since I know I'm in the Mike, the correct directory, I can run node Mike.js. And now it runs. So in order to execute JavaScript files on your local machine in VS Code or in like any terminal, even if it was this terminal, like this terminal, I can type node Mike.js. So that's how you execute Node or JavaScript files on your local machine. It's the keyword node Mike.js. People inevitably will try to run Mike.js file when they're not in the right directory. So if I run like node Mike.js, it's going to say, whoa, throws an error, cannot find module Mike.js inside the Mike Platoon. So it's like module not found. So in here, Mike Platoon, Mike.js, I'll list everything out. I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong folder. See challenges. All right, there's Mike.js. And now in order to get to previous commands, you can press the up arrow. So if I want to clear, the last command I did was clear. These are all the old commands, and I can just run that again. Clear again. What questions do you have about any of this? If I wanted to do what if I wanted to do a for each? Like a for loop, so I can do names dot, see, like, notice how when I'm typing things, it's like it's already kind of filling out like what it's trying to predict what I'm trying to do. So names dot, so when I do the dot, it's saying, hey, these are all methods that I can perform on this names array. But I wanted to do for each. Is for each even on here? Oh, there it is. So there's for each. I can do for each name. I already forgot. So it's a callback. Console log. Is that how you do it? There we go.
Tom.
Yep.
Doggy. So when we start doing our challenges, is there a specific folder and file name format or anything you want us to use so that it lines up with our fellow students and with you, or should we just name it whatever we want, or how does that work?
So I'll go over that actually right now. So does anybody have any questions about live share, or not live share, VS Code, how to open things up in the new windows, or any of the commands that we kind of went through, and how to execute JavaScript files in the terminal? Nope.